name is Atim from Afrolems, and today I'll be addressing part 2 of the business model canvas. We touched on a few things last time. We talked about the customer segment, your customer relationship, your value proposition, your channels, and your key activities. We talked about all of that. So today we'll be addressing a few more things that are necessary for your business model canvas and figuring out how to approach it. But before we start, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say. But please, let's do that because it helps YouTube know that you found this video useful. All of that good stuff. Let's get into the business of the day. So the first thing we'll be talking about today is your key resources. Now, what key resources do you need to achieve your value proposition? And it could be human, it could be physical, it could be financial, but you need to kind of define those resources. Now, certain businesses require more human resources, especially within the food space, than any other resource. Financial is always important, don't get me wrong, but some businesses require more front-end facing people. And in that case, well, you kind of need to be training people, make sure that your message and your vision and your mission are clear enough. The goal of your business is really clear so that those people could help you carry out your business. If you're a private chef and you have events that you do, your key resources are your people. Because when you're in the kitchen, trying to figure it out, your waiters are going around smiling, representing your brand and sharing your brand with everyone else that is out there. So you kind of need to think about who your key resources are and quickly lock it down. In thinking about your key resources from a physical perspective, if you've published a cookbook, for example, you need legal resources. You need to figure out your patents, intellectual property. Especially in Nigeria, we're still figuring it out. But those are resources that you need to achieve your business. So imagine I published a cookbook. I need to find a printer. I need to find the legal person that's going to help me draft contracts with bookstores. I need to figure out my accountant. I need to figure out the business registration, for this. You need legal, or once you start to have physical items that are written, much more than actual products. You still need a lawyer for that. But thinking about it, you kind of need to scope out the business and all the things that it requires, and that's when you start to have your list of key resources. The next segment you need to be thinking about are your key partners. Ooh, I cannot stress how important your partners are in your business. Your suppliers. Who are your suppliers? Do you have a good relationship with them? Have you defined that relationship? And when I mean define, let's say you're running a restaurant and you're buying things from the market, but you're also getting certain things supplied. Do you have a schedule with those people on when they should supply it? I used to, one of the ladies that works with me, every time we're going for an event, she has like her own side food business that she does. Every time we're going for an event, she's on the phone. Wasiu, have you delivered the meat? And I'm just looking like, how do you not have a schedule with Wasiu? If you tell Wasiu, deliver my meat on Saturday, knowing fully well Sunday is late, it helps you plan. If you're living in Nigeria, trust me, you need to give your suppliers like 10 days notice so that they can, if they deliver on the 9th day, day 10 is when you really need it, you're still okay. So you kind of need to think about things in that way. Who your partners are, determine how you can progress. If you also have a product that has like a complementary product, so let's say you have sausage rolls you're selling and people would like sausage rolls and drinks. You found somebody that's a complementary brand with yours. You could partner with them so that the more sausage rolls you're selling, the more drinks they're also selling, and it's a win-win. They help promote for you because they're promoting their drink, but then they're telling customers that they can buy it from you as well, and you're promoting your sausage and they can buy both things as well. So you're getting benefits from both sides of your partnership. So you need to determine who your key partners are and how they could help you. Be very open to collaboration. I think when I first of all started food blogging, I kind of reached out to a number of food bloggers, and we started to contribute to the Afrolems page. So for a while, I think people thought Afrolems was the guy because I had a guy that was blogging with me. So be very open to collaborations regardless of your business that you're in. If you're a private chef, be open to collaboration. Collaborate with an event planner if you don't want to collaborate with another chef. Collaborate with an event planner, collaborate with different people, you know. You just need to, I think as Nigerians in general, we need to be more open-minded to collaborations. So that's the basis of forming your key partnership. The next step you need to be thinking about is your cost structure. Now, I always ask businesses, food businesses that I work with, are you cost-driven or are you value-driven? That helps you determine what your cost structure is, believe it or not. So if you're value-driven, it wouldn't matter what the cost is. If you're cost-driven, trust me, you're going to be penny pinching all through. And there's nothing wrong with both. You just kind of need to determine that. So what do I mean when I say, are you value driven? So some people are very much about the experience, right? So they'll tell you it doesn't matter what it costs me. I need my customers to have a great experience. Believe it or not, there are people like that. I'm working with a restaurateur right now, and each time she tells me I need my customers to be really happy. I don't care what it costs me. I don't care if the chef is delaying the food, as long as it comes out really good. That's somebody that's value driven. And her customers, yes, they might complain initially, but then they'll appreciate what she's trying to do because she's trying to provide quality food, right? So that might end up costing, I mean, finding the balance is still important, but that might end up costing her more because she's very value driven versus somebody else that says, you know what, I have a fast food joint, I'm not going to say restaurant, fast food joint, I sell shawarma, and I'm trying to make sure that there's one sausage, 1 spoon of chicken, and then 1 spoon of vegetables that goes in, wrap it, give it to the customer, and they're making sure that they're monitoring all the costs. They're being very cost driven, and that's okay. You just kind of need to determine what type of business you're willing to do. Be conscious of your fixed costs and your variable costs. Make sure to keep your variable costs slightly lower, and just monitor. Also determine what the most important costs in your business are. So if you're into production, obviously equipment costs are really high costs in your business, but then they're also mostly fixed. They're fixed for a longer period of time compared to like the ingredients that you're going to need to manufacture whatever product you're trying to manufacture. So those are more your variable costs. You need to just think about it. What's your most expensive? Is it overhead? Is it the rest? Is it the space that you've gotten to sell your products? You need to just be conscious of what your most expensive costs are and see ways that you could maybe reduce it. Especially with equipment, you could say, hey, there's some people, and it always happens, if you're part of a chef community or a restaurant community, they'll post it when somebody is leaving the business and you can buy things off of them secondhand. If you live in Lagos Island is the place that I know a lot of people have first-hand, second-hand, third-hand equipment for food businesses. So you don't always have to buy brand new. Again, depending on whether you're value-driven or cost-driven, all these questions will be answered once you've answered those 2 key questions. And finally, revenue stream. That's the last segment on the business model canvas. You need to be asking yourself, what are your customers willing to pay? What are they currently paying? Would they prefer a subscription model? All these questions determine how you're going to pull revenue from your customers. So for example, we talked about baby boomers and millennials and Gen Zs. And you kind of need to think about it. What are baby boomers willing to pay for experience? If they've been used to, I go out, I eat, that's all, they're less likely to pay a premium for experience if they're used to the basics. There's still a lot of baby boomers that would want to pay for the experience because they're more traveled, they're more exposed, and they're saying, you know what, as long as you're providing me with a quality experience, I'm happy to pay the amount that is required. So you kind of need to, again, look at who you're trying to speak to and then find out what they're willing to pay and what they're currently paying and what they'll be open to paying as well. Welcome back to the fun segment of the show. I don't know why I'm singing. All right, let me stop. Welcome back to the fun segment of the show today. So I'll be bringing you some, I guess, did you know? Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it, the Did You Know segment. First, fun fact. Did you know that the most stolen food in the world is cheese? I bet that's not in Nigeria. I think they're just not accounting for us, you know. But the most stolen food in the world is cheese. If I had to think about the most stolen food in Nigeria, I'd say oranges. And I say that because, well, I don't have the facts, I'm just guessing. But I say that because there's a time I was sitting in traffic, I was just so upset. And this guy on a motorcycle, on an Okada, sped past this woman selling oranges and then just grabbed one and just left. And then by the time we're all screaming, the guy was gone. So I can't even begin to imagine how many times that happens a day. So fruits in general, maybe the ones that are easy to just pluck and disappear, might be the most stolen food in Nigeria. But in the world, it's cheese. This second fact, I'm going to try it, I think, after this video, because I don't know that I believe 100%. But potatoes can reflect Wi-Fi signals. All right, I think that's the end of my subscription to all the data service providers. I'm just gonna buy a sack of potatoes and I'll plug it to my laptop and I'll sit down and it better be reflecting Wi-Fi signals. But yes, potatoes have the ability to reflect Wi-Fi signals. This third one I'm a little bit conflicted by because, I mean, I could get rid of the animal, but without flies, there will be no chocolate. I know. Okay, let me rephrase. There's a certain type of fly within the family of flies that is necessary to pollinate the cocoa plant. And if that fly is eradicated, the cocoa plant won't be pollinated and we wouldn't get the quality chocolate that we normally do. And as a lover of chocolate, I guess I have to live in the world with flies. And that's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this business model canvas two episodes from the Business of Food series. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be trying my best to answer them. Or you can send me an email at afrolems@gmail.com. Or you can message me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Afrolems, that's AFROLEMS. I'll be happy to respond to all your questions. I would also be leaving a link to the template of the business model canvas in the description box. So you could download it and start to answer. Even if you've started your business already, it also helps to go back, review, make sure you're on the right path. Sometimes people write our business plans for us and we just kind of put it to the side. This helps you have a screenshot in front of you to say, I need to have another key partner, and you write that person's name, or I need to add this to my key activities, I need to include this in my key resources, I need to really redefine my value proposition. Hey, it would help you. Till the next video, bye!